like to call to order the Townsend Conservation Commission meeting for July 23rd, 2025 at 7:02 p.m. Can I have a roll call vote starting with Mike, please?
Mike Potsett here.
James Dorian present.
James Gates present.
Kevin Smith present.
Kevin, do you mind?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kevin. Nice job. Nice job.
I've been doing it for 50 years, buddy.
Well, that's why we got you here, mister. Take care.
This meeting is being recorded. Is anyone else recording? Chairman's additions and or deletions.
Yes.
You have a list?
One real addition is an A&R up there.
That's
Bailey Road.
that's under correspondence.
Yes.
So 4.1 A&R Bailey Road. Okay, what else? Is there anything else, Colby?
No, that is it.
I lost my pencil in the hayfield. That's an A&R.
Yeah, it's just under correspondence.
June 11th minutes.
Chair report, I don't have anything that won't be covered under the agent's report. Review and approve the meeting minutes for June 11th, you said, Kevin?
Yes.
Can I see that when you're done, please?
Yeah. June 14th, right?
What?
June 14th, right?
June 11th.
Oh. Have a chance to review them, Mike?
Yeah, I read them at home.
Oh, this is the one that was in here. All right, so the three of you had a chance. I wasn't here, so,
No.
someone can make a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of June 11th,
Second.
2025.
Oh, second.
Roll call vote starting with Mike.
Mike Potsett, yes.
James Dorian, yes.
James Gates abstained.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin Smith, yes.
Pat's not here tonight. Okay, I didn't know she called.
I haven't talked to her.
Okay.
Colby, did you reach out to Pat by chance?
I'm only through email,
Okay.
not a phone call.
.7 agent report. Hi Colby.
Oh, yep. All right. IDRS, Interdepartmental Reference Forum. We had 146 Mason Road, and they're up there if you wanna look, but there's not much to them.
146 Mason?
Yeah, that is the old Poor Farm.
Septic repair.
Yep, it is.
Cindy Larson?
Yeah, and there's a map there for the site plan for that one.
There's no filing on there for us, everything's outside the buffer.
Yeah, there's no wetland, involved, septic replacement, and I approved it.
Yeah.
Signed off.
And that was
That's a Poor Farm, yeah.
And that would have been for Cindy Larson?
Yeah.
Kathleen?
Yeah.
Okay. And isn't there a new house going across the street?
That's where she's gonna live.
Yes.
That's where her and Harry are gonna live. They, sold the big house.
It did move-
And
it
the
did.
building, I understand.
Okay. I haven't
They're
been,
just, they're there, I think, while they get the new house built, to my understanding. In the field across the road where the old tent was.
Tent. Gotcha.
And there's no wetlands, everything's outside of it.
Right. The only thing,
I'm pretty familiar with it.
and I'm sure they're aware there a lot of runoff goes into that field sometimes.
Yeah, they're way up.
Oh, sorry. The next one was 3 Redwood Street. That's another septic replacement. And there was a wetland buffer on the property, but the work was outside of the buffer. And if you need to, I actually have a site plan on the.
Is that for
You
Patty?
need to.
For, Patty, what's his name there, Patty?
On Redwood Drive,
Flanagan.
Redwood,
Flanagan.
Maria's friend.
it would be Flanagan then. Yeah. Okay.
I called, survey and engineer firms to get, estimates coming in for survey of the properties for the wild and scenic grant. So.
How you made out?
Waiting on those, yeah.
What's that?
Just waiting on the estimates.
Oh, okay.
So I can get
Who were
some
the
numbers.
3 out of curiosity did you reach out to?
Yeah, Haley Ward, Fieldstone, Billson Roy, Hannigan. Figured out enough.
As long as
You might get a couple to respond back.
and it's, as long as we had 3,
Yeah, well, you know,
4 is
Yeah.
better,
yeah.
keeps
No,
everybody
yeah,
humble.
Yeah. Who won the last go around? That was, Dillison Roy.
Joyce and Roy did West Meadow.
Yeah.
They had done the surveying, so.
On both.
They did Dudley, they did West Meadow.
Both properties on West Meadow. And they came right in on budget.
Yeah.
With what, just a smidge
Smidge under?
under?
Yeah, smidge under, yeah.
Smidge.
So these are just
Smidges.
estimates?
Yes, and then once we get enough estimates, we'll vote on it.
Well, I know, but if they go a smidge under budget, then that meant they did it for less than they quoted?
No, the quotes come in less under the,
What
quotes
the
come in
grant,
less under the grants, come in for under the grant allotment.
Okay,
It's always 2 points of it, seeing what we are allowed in the grant, seeing what the 3 estimates come in
See if
at,
we're gonna be paying out of our budget for it.
well,
which,
not our budget,
No,
no, out of the grant,
Yeah,
so
out of
we
the
have,
grant, I mean, yeah, sorry.
okay, just didn't quite get.
so we have to get at minimum 3 bids.
Always.
Or 3 quotes, and
it's,
we'll go from there.
And then, as a reminder, there's flexibility in, the grant money, so if we need, it does wind up that we need more, we can,
so there is a plus minus allowance.
Not a minus.
No,
I only said that to get your attention.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I attended a webinar for what's called the Mass Ready Act. It's a House bill. It's also known as, has been known in the past as an environmental bond bill. The reason for it is that there will be some WPA changes, so Wetland Protection Act changes. This isn't the regular way that changes to the regulations occur. But it's some kind of new initiative where they're getting kind of wrapped into a bunch of environmental, they're like,
So are they
Regulations.
looking to streamline, to simplify the rules, or are they looking to?
That's exactly the word that they use, to try and streamline.
So now the process doesn't maintain so arduous and difficult to be able to follow with.
Yeah. They are due soon, so they're still taking comments on it. If you really wanna get into the weeds of these things, I have the sections that you can get.
Were you able to chime in on any?
I
Kinda took you
was more
overwhelmed?
of a listener.
Yeah, yeah,
I do.
nothing
The way
wrong
these
with
things
that.
are written,
Nothing wrong
gives
with
me
that.
10 times the read stuff, so I'm always fine about. Let's see, and one other webinar was the inland waterways permitting. That's 310 CMR 9.07, and that's the process for getting permits for work underneath the mean annual high
Watermark.
watermark.
You were right there.
And that, but I didn't remember everything, but I know where to find the information now. Other than that, one more thing is OOCs. I scrubbed all the OOCs and found out which ones have expired. And there's actually Excel spreadsheet there. There's 13
That have expired?
yeah, that have expired. But some of them go back a long time. Back in 2005. That's kind of that's an outlier. But,
That far back?
yeah. And then there's a big gap there too.
There's some that, remember they were finding them from, I don't even know how long.
Back in the 90s,
90s, I think even earlier.
80s, late 80s.
And there may be some others that can be scrubbed off that list too.
So
With a little more research, but I
when you
don't
looked at them, anything stand out that might be a concern that we would still wanna look at?
Again,
Or have they got to the point where,
honestly, you might have more insight onto these than I do, because I was still researching.
Can you, bring me up to speed on what we're talking about?
order of conditions have a specific amount of time they have to be reviewed and signed off on? So
Oh,
what
okay.
Kobe found was how many?
13.
So these are people that never came back to the office and said, we're ready for the final
Yeah,
inspection.
they never submitted an application for a COC, their certificate of compliance.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like in limbo, until they do.
So in other words, would these particular orders of conditions hold up a land sale? If they went to sell their house,
They really
could,
could,
if they
if
have a-
people were savvy enough and
Yes.
researched it.
because I've seen that turn around and become an issue with a house that went up for sale. They had to come in from the board. It was a big, well, you didn't complete your order of conditions, so therefore, here we are.
It's in the property owner's best interest to complete it. So once they have that COC in hand, or on record, I should say, with the registry of deeds.
Everybody's moving forward.
Yep.
But, as I just said, there was a situation, it was 22 years old, order of conditions, they went to sell the house, and it's like, boom, lawyer said, you gotta get this off the top, the paperwork, so it would be clean.
Thank you.
Yeah, so by the next meeting, I hope to have at least letters out to everyone. I think some previous conservation agents have done that already, but
Yeah, we were able to get some of them cleaned up.
I would be interested to see,
some of them have changed hands already, so.
that's what I was gonna say, I would be interested to see how many houses have changed hands with an order of conditions hanging, that'd be interesting, anyway.
Oh, Nikki and Brian Fluid on Benton Pond Road. I wonder what was,
Yeah, we got something there?
On Vinton Pond Road, who was it?
the Fluids, they just sold their house, the new owner just moved in.
Is it, what number was that?
It's 35, it's the one, next to the end.
So
Next to
if
Linda
the property has changed hands, the people that bought the property are
Responsible for, yep, they own it. In other words, if it wasn't cleared and it wasn't caught by the attorneys clearing that paperwork, that's theirs, it rolls over into their lap, and that can get sticky.
So, I'm getting to know her pretty well. She's just lived there a couple of months, and, so she should come to the office. And
it adds up.
okay, but what's adding up?
What do
Is
you,
it $100 a year?
$100 per year.
And now she's responsible, even though the real estate people didn't catch it.
so
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
why,
it stays with the property, not with the property owner who sold it.
Okay, and
That's
it
why
was
it'll
issued
get
in
sticky.
2015, and it expired 3 years later, so we're talking 7 years ago. So she could be
on the hook for
on
$700.
$700.
But
Now-
the reason why it gets sticky is because they'll go back and say, he did not do a prudent review of the title and the paperwork for this house, so then it dominoes backwards.
Right.
Who's the agent, that was Jessica? They were supposed to have signed off on this. I actually got one on there,
Yeah,
for those ones on Warren Road.
you do know that a lot of those, the state did invoke extensions on the,
Was that during the,
it was last year, they did it, I think.
it wasn't due to the COVID
Because
scares?
No, I don't remember the stipulation.
everything
around
there
it.
was restored and it's.
Yeah.
It's $100 a year.
No. I didn't know that it wasn't
All
taken
right,
care of.
let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't.
No, I didn't.
There was
Because they were all
also,
restored.
wasn't there another building permit that was in your docket?
Yeah, because it's,
It's on, we're talking about Three Wheeler?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can talk about that a little bit too. That's, on hold right now. I guess, due to complications, I guess, but Three Wheeler Road, has submitted a building permit for a large, chicken barn on the property there.
On top of the existing foundation.
Yeah, as you guys are aware.
No.
The problem, it is on hold, because there is an NOI there. And NOI is broad reaching to begin with. It covers like, all the activities, that are ongoing on that property, including excavation.
do you mean the
restoration.
NOI or the OOC, Order of Conditions?
No,
Yeah.
same thing.
The NOI that is.
The order of conditions is what we need to talk about, not the notice of intent, because that's the,
Okay, that's why,
I know you do.
Yeah, let me bring it back to that. You're right. So, if we look at it from a view of just as a new building permit, I know that you have looked at it, but there is on the maps, what looks like a stream or hydrological connection, which has to be inspected. Because if it is, that building falls within a 200 foot riverfront area, but it's a matter of looking at it.
But it's not, it's outside the 200 feet.
It's an agricultural building and it falls under, maintenance of said building.
Well, that's kind of how I look at it. All you're
due to its
doing is,
existing.
they took the building down to a single floor, right? They took a level off the building,
Two,
two levels off the
Oh, hold
building.
on,
and
so
put down a single
Let's
floor.
not, I'm not gonna get wrapped into the details for me. I wanna make sure that as a commission, we are following Mass DEP's guidelines with regards to this. Now, we can't just throw out agriculture freely, because I've gotten myself into trouble in the past, but the building in question is an commercial agricultural building that, was pre-existing. It used to be a chicken barn, it's gonna be a chicken farm. Details about everything else, I don't wanna be part of, but I wanna make sure that we follow timeliness, and I understand your frustration because you're not allowed access onto the property. It is a matter of operating our commission as within our guidelines. Now, the hydrologic connection is between two ponds. It's at 202 feet at the mean annual high water mark, as you said.
I don't know, because I haven't seen it.
So, but it's also falls under ag, which Mass DEP has ag exemptions. And
It does.
it does, and as you know, you have to be careful with them. But because the farm has, 75-year history of being a chicken farm, that is part of it. So I don't want to go much more than that in terms of it being in the room. The three of you can discuss it. I'm going to step
I'm
outside.
gonna chime in as soon as you're
But
done.
it's just a matter of making sure we follow the law, and if we have to reach out to the state to ask questions, we can, and we should. So I'm gonna step out. It just, I don't wanna.
I don't think we should be discussing it. You? Because it's not even,
Well, I don't think we should discuss it. It should be in question because it's really outside our jurisdiction. Order of conditions, yes, it is broad and it reaches the entire property.
I know, that's if we're working under the NOI and the OOC. But is this like a new building permit?
But it's not a new building.
No, it's a renovation of
There's
an
no
existing
excavation
building.
involved.
Isn't it
It
a
works
renovation of
under-
an existing building?
No, it's actually
The
considered
information
maintenance.
I've
It's actually
received is that was a raised building.
No, the building was only taken down
Well,
to the,
raise, they use that in terms of demolition.
well, no, because if you raise a building, you've removed the building.
Right.
They did not remove the entire building.
Nope.
They took-
the foundation.
They took the two top floors off and down to the first floor, and they're gonna put trusses on it and rebuild it. It's on the existing foundation that's there.
Okay.
And it's in my opinion, it's outside of our jurisdiction.
This is really simple. It really is. It's a building permit.
It's a building permit for a
Just like-
renovation.
Just like additions get. Addition would go under the very same thing. If a single room was being put on the house,
Yeah.
and it would had possibly, not even definitely, but possibly a wetland area involved with it, I would put it on hold. I would go out, measure it, look at the wetland area, approve it, or say that it needs some kind of permitting through the Wetland Protection Act. And then it would move on.
Right?
That's the same exact thing should be happening here.
And you're right, because I know you had a question about Sean Tossi's on
Exactly,
Mason
yes.
Road, and we
And
talked about it, and you said, oh, on the map, it looks like it's close, and I said, I don't know Sean from a hole in a wall, but I know that, based on permits he's had, you guys know,
He's always been good.
but I know he stays
Spot on.
far away from it, so I don't,
Sean's always been very good.
That's
Obi is trying to,
That's my job. If there's a question, if it's questionable whether there's a wetland regulated, a resource area involved, I have to go look at it. Just like there was a property up on Route 13 there, it was just an addition. But it was just close enough to the 200-foot riverfront area that I went and measured it. And the things online, they're tools, they're depictions of what's there, they're not absolutes. So.
right.
That's why we had
measured
commissioners and
the
tape
area
measures.
that, so I don't know if you measured it, I measured it online, and it was 167 feet. I did a field measurement, it was 202, not to the water, but to where
To
the
the-
highest point of the pond would be.
Or to the actual radiant of the bank, where it,
But
But you also did a measurement.
I
so-
measured it, I measured it
My
around
comment should be
210
part of
feet.
this.
I measured it at around 208 to 210. If I was going over the fence.
Close enough
The
to
problem-
measure, though, right?
The problem is, the problem is, in this particular case, the owner is,
Well, it should be in this particular case, it should be in all cases.
well, in all cases, you don't have the
Right.
owner
Yes,
upset, but, I also look at that,
Process more than this.
I'm also looking at that is, how do we hold up a guy that's taking 2 stories off the building to make it a safe, manageable building from 3 stories that's not an efficient, manageable building, taking it down to a single level for cleaning and such, and how do we, I don't know how we have any jurisdiction over what's going on there. I mean, he's clearly over 200 feet. I don't even know if he has to be over 200 feet. I'm only thinking it'd be 100 feet. So, it's
under an
because that's a
agricultural
ditch in the middle of that's a swale in the field. That swale is there, collects water. The 2 ponds were clearly dug to water the cows. I mean, shit, I got a
Okay.
couple of them at my place that every farm
Well,
got them, you know? So,
standpoint.
I guess my question is why are we really even having this discussion?
No,
I mean-
it's just it's transparency on.
Well, no,
intergovernmental
actually,
forms, which Colby does.
We have to have the discussion, because presently this commission is holding up the permit. So the
Okay.
discussion is necessary.
But I think any further discussion we will need to put on an agenda.
Mhm. So really what we're doing as individuals, as commissioners, having a brief discussion as to what,
Well, we're gonna keep this brief because it's 7:30.
well, I only want a minute to be able to chime in
Okay.
on this. I have gone out and looked at it, I know what we're looking at, and I understand where the holdup is, and I understand where the difficulty is with the commission and the owner. We need to come up with a resolve to this, because at this point in time, not blaming you, not blaming the landowner. We have a communication problem. We need to see if we can get through this and get some connection made to get this to move forward.
You know, it's a time-sensitive project. I
Always
mean,
easy.
And okay, so I'm gonna go back, or not go backwards, but were you able to reach out to the people on New Fitchburg Road?
I sent a letter. I knocked, but I have not been able to actually make contact, so I sent a letter.
Okay. I'll go by the.
Is there another
No,
direction you wanna go in?
no, I go by it today, you can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Jim, did you have?
No, my comments are that I'm a bit frustrated with it, and I'm not sure if the OOC should be used to hold up this building permit. We went out with 3 commissioners, we measured it, we established, and I understand where you're coming.
I only did it out of the courtesy, I don't want to be involved in.
No, but Kevin and I went out and measured it. I know what it is in excess. I know why the water holes, where they came from, et cetera, et cetera. We need to get this resolved, and we need to move forward to get this to the building inspector. So let's rack our brains, either get this on the agenda for the next meeting, but this needs to be addressed and expedited.
well, I don't even,
Not expedited,
I just don't even, I don't even understand why.
The process is the same for everyone here,
I understand.
so.
I truly do.
Did you guys go out before I was on the board?
No, this was just last week.
we thought you were gonna be away.
Oh.
So we didn't
sorry.
invite two of the
Oh,
people
okay.
who. Sorry,
That's all right.
we figured you were up there with the full
I thought you were having fun.
We have Michelle waiting. Please.
Yes, so we're gonna move on to 2.1. Climate Action Plan, Michelle Zelenka, to review caps from other towns in order to determine items that Townsend can incorporate. Plans include opportunities related to waste reduction in natural agricultural lands, as well as additional ways to build resiliency and sustainability beyond just reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, yes. Thank you for having me again tonight.
Do you need screen sharing?
I sent examples of the other towns' climate action plans to Colby. I'm not sure if
You want screen share?
And I can share my screen too if you want me to.
Hartley, can you give Colby screen sharing, please?
Sure. Does he have his own computer?
Yeah, he's signed on.
Lee Streeter. Oh, apologies.
Once we, 2 years ago, Warren Road.
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna have to go down and check it.
Yeah, those trees are dead.
Huh?
Those trees are dead.
Yeah, then?
You don't have to smile at him and say it.
So would you like Hingham or Lincoln up?
let's go with Lincoln. I think that might be sort of the best example. But yeah, my main reason for just sharing these examples is I just wanted to show that, I know we kind of talked about this last meeting. There's, energy, transportation, and buildings. Those are kind of the big top three sort of greenhouse gas emitters. But with a climate action plan, there's more than just that. There's also, opportunities to build resiliency, protect natural lands. And so I just wanted to provide these examples to just kind of show you that it's more than that, and it's not just kind of focused on the greenhouse gas reduction. There is the aspect of preparing for climate change and making natural lands more resilient. So I think if you go kind of down towards the end, there's also the table of contents. You'll see the working lands and natural resource section. And that will show just like some examples of actions that towns can take to kind of improve that resiliency. And then it also explains carbon sequestration through natural lands. So my main reason is just, to let you know that, I'm helping the town work on this plan. And I know there are some aspects that I think overlap with your work. So I just want to let you know that this plan is happening, and that, if there's any opportunity for review or collaboration, I definitely want to invite that. So with Lincoln's, it provides kind of like an explanation of baseline conditions for the town, an inventory of their natural lands, forest cover, things like that. And then if you kind of scroll through that section, it provides just a number of actions that the town can take to kind of improve resiliency. So that's sort of why I kind of wanted to provide some of these examples, and then again invite participation and make you aware of what I'm kind of helping the town with.
Who is it in the town that you're working with?
So let me back up first. My role is funded through a Department of Energy Efficiency Conservation Block Grant. So the town of Pepperell, they applied for the grant and they were awarded the grant, but they wanted to invite surrounding towns, so Townsend, Littleton, and Dunstable, to submit projects that they would like to have some assistance with. So Townsend, the town administrator, Nelson, he wanted help with this climate action plan. So that's where I come in, and that's my role. And that's the reason why I'm sort of, again, helping the town with this plan.
Hey, Colby.
Interesting.
Is it okay if Colby shares this with us, sends it to my house so I can look at it more closely?
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's other plans you'd like to look at too, I can find other examples. I also sent another example from Hingham. But again, there's still very similar actions with that as well.
And where are you in the process with Pepperell?
So Pepperell, I should mention too, there are different projects that were submitted. So Townsend and Littleton both wanted assistance with the climate action plan. Dunstable is looking at an energy reduction plan, so it's a little bit of a less broad focus. And then Pepperell also is looking for assistance with their capital planning process and identifying measures for electrification of their municipal buildings.
Hey, Michelle, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I have a question.
Of course.
In hopes of personally understanding it better, what are environmental justice communities?
Yes, so environmental justice communities are neighborhoods typically that have sort of borne a disproportionate brunt of like environmental hazards. Townsend, so environmental justice communities in Massachusetts, they're kind of broken down into either by race or income. So Townsend does technically have a section of town that is considered an environmental justice community, but that's based on income. So typically like lower income residents.
We have an area in town.
What's
interesting?
What are the implications of an environmental justice community? Again, this isn't to put you on the spot. It's so I can understand it better.
Yeah, of course. So we want to make sure with like a climate action plan, we're kind of incorporating those inputs from those individuals and make sure that we're addressing that problem within the plan.
So the only thing I know about it is that it is a threshold for permitting with NEPA, NISA.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in our favor.
No,
okay.
I don't think it is, but that's my personal opinion.
Right.
It adds a great cost to projects.
Okay.
But again, I'm asking Michelle these questions because I'm trying to understand it better.
And yeah, kind of continuing with that. I know Townsend, like it's maybe not expected. A lot of times these communities are kind of in more urban areas, exposed to more, industrial hazards, things like that. So that's sort of, I guess, what you would think of maybe when you think of like environmental justice communities, but there is also sort of the income as well is a factor.
Always is.
Mm-hmm.
But the cost to permit something is a lot higher.
For that project, that was done.
No, not for that project, for other projects.
Okay.
So what are you looking at?
So it's based on this disturbance of land.
So like an acre, 2 acres, is there a minimum of disturbance?
Yeah, do you know what the disturbance threshold is, Michelle?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not trying to pick on.
I think that would probably be to the project.
Yeah.
How much do they allow?
All right, Colby, what do you got pulled up?
I went on to the next town.
Yeah.
Hingham. I went to their natural resource area.
Hingham. Now, what would Hingham's gross population be opposed to Townsend's at 9,000?
I don't.
Ask Michelle. She would know better than.
Sure, it's in here.
Michelle, do you know what Hingham's population is? Second is, can you go through the chart that Colby has up on the screen right now to kind of give us an idea, of things that can be done to help,
I
promote.
guess I look at the
climate
urban
resiliency.
sprawl, the urban concentration, the amount of houses,
Well,
is how this
Townsend,
works.
if you look at it, Townsend is a town that, is it 38% of the total value of the total land mass in Townsend is owned by the state and the town. I think it's actually more than that.
More than that, I think that's changed recently.
Right around 40%, I know that.
Right.
It's higher than that, isn't it?
Yeah.
40%?
40,
Yeah.
So in other words,
So,
you're right.
60% is owned by the community, the other 40% is owned
by the,
Fish and Game.
yeah,
State.
now when you take out, years ago, we did it on the town properties. The development study many years ago. And if you took out, and I thought that number then was 38%, so it's 40% now.
Which makes sense.
And then when you took the wetlands,
Yeah.
Squanicook River, Harbor Pond, all the ponds, and Ash Swamp, the tributaries, brooks coming in, and you took that up, it became like 60% of the total land mass in Townsend.
60.
Yeah, it was something, maybe it was 55.
That is a lot of
A
area.
lot of area, over half
Yes.
of the total land mass in Townsend is basically off limits to do any kind of development. So I think back, and I'm going back 20 years, I think when we did this, when this assessment was done, that Townsend would never be overdeveloped. It would be impossible to overdevelop Townsend because there was the
Inaccessible
land area.
Water, land,
Yeah.
rock, elevation,
Yeah.
every imaginable.
between the solid rock,
Mhm.
between
Which is a big
the
factor.
wetlands and the buffer zone. The
Mhm.
state-owned land for fish and wildlife and MD's, forests and parks, especially because they're
And,
the largest landowner in town.
DCR too.
DCI.
Willard Brook is
Forest,
huge.
Yeah, and when you took all that into play, Townsend, didn't have a lot, Townsend would never, it would be impossible for Townsend to have much more population than
Then it exists present.
10,000.
But I think it's more than just development. I mean, let's face it, climate change is happening now.
Yeah.
It's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
That little town in Texas, I wish that they had taken some action. They could have and saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Mike's right, because they had
It's-
updated the flood maps and they
Yeah.
It's-
didn't pay attention to them.
No,
You know, every
no, you're
town-
absolutely.
Every town is gonna have a different plan. There's no boilerplate that's
No.
gonna fit every town.
No.
But woe be the town that doesn't take some kind of action to mitigate what's gonna happen when we have 6 inches of rain in 2 hours, you know? So there
well-
are things, the things
Well,
that
well said,
need to be
well,
done.
well said.
Yeah.
Which we had that just
We
2 years
we
ago,
have had that in
which was
Townsend.
actually, I think it was 9 inches.
We
Yeah.
are seeing
So,
what we are speaking
Yeah.
about.
Yes, correct.
holy, you
And that's
guys
why-
falling down just a little
That's why I was
bit more.
interested to see what these other towns are doing. Some of those, I'm sure, can be applied to Townsend.
See, if you take that map right there, is that the town of Hingham?
Go down a little,
Is that the town of Hingham? Yes,
Yeah.
scroll back.
What Colby?
I'm gonna go down a little bit to see what they address in their plan.
Well, I wanted you to go back to the map that showed
Oh, sure.
the greenway and green
And
area.
then if
In
you
other
go-
words, you're
Right
talking
there.
about what the
Now,
population.
hold on right there. Now, see, that's the town of Hingham?
Yeah, they mentioned it here, Hingham has about 25% of their land in conserved,
Okay.
conserved property.
That's it.
I think you're definitely striking a chord there, because we're seeing the issues with housing, budget issues, and reduced areas that we can develop.
Yeah.
So these strategies, I think we need to really start focusing, and paying attention to them so that we can intelligently develop the rest of our town.
Well, we're not gonna be able, we're very limited, Colby, we're very limited. When you take out the land that's probably in permanent ag, and there's a lot.
Mhm.
I know I've got a lot that'll never be developed. In my lifetime or the next lifetime, my next generation. And then you take all the other ag land, but you take the state, what what Forest and Parks, I call them Forest and Parks, DCR, and Fish and Wildlife owns,
F&G.
and all the buffer and the wetlands. Townsend is never gonna be able to, I don't know what you could ever call overdeveloped. There was an assessment done, this was 20 years ago, I'm gonna say, and they felt that the most population that the town could ever have would be 10,000 people. I don't know if that's right or wrong, we're at 9,000. But you look at the development that's going on, there are no big pieces left that can be developed.
Correct. That's the
There,
key.
you know, for the 100 to 700 homes like was in Timberley Park.
We'll never
There's
see
none of
that
that
again.
left.
We'll never
What
see
you got is 2 lots here, 2 lots there, you know, maybe 4 or 5 somewheres in the corner. They're all gonna be small.
Yeah, and the 4 or 5 are very, you'll be lucky.
Yeah, that's right. You know,
If they'll ever come up.
so I don't know.
Mike's got something, I can tell.
Well, it's more than development. It's like when I went to that, talk on culverts. It isn't just a matter of, oh, we need a bigger culvert because there's gotta be more rain. It's like, well, what can we do downstream or upstream to absorb a lot of this extra water? So there are a lot of things that we can do that can mitigate flooding and damage.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Other than developing.
I mean, actually, in the farming world, we do. Think about that mechanism down in the field across from me, how that floods out. I mean, I have a Lake Victoria one morning and the next night it's gone. So that mechanism works quite well.
Just the field at your house will do that, but as everyone knows, if you watch the Squanicook, like if you ever want to see something cool, check the Squanicook when it's really high, you know, first thing in the morning, and go back in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes down feet. It's incredible.
Yeah.
That the
Yeah,
amount
it's a
of water
fast changing, it's fast changing.
I've always been amazed by it.
And the water table's right behind it,
Correct.
so, you know.
In
Spoken
terms
like
of
a
money,
true resident.
mitigation is going to be expensive. But what we're gonna spend in Townsend is nothing what other parts of the world are gonna have to spend. You know, we have to face the fact.
Well,
We have to do something.
Texas is a great example. They had the hurricane go through there a couple of years ago, and they had houses built within a floodplain that no one paid attention to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why Hingham's paying attention, because they mentioned in there a couple of the cyclone bombs or something,
Microbursts.
microbursts,
Oh, yeah.
big snowstorms and some big rainstorms that create a ton of damage. It's a lot of money that they have to spend.
Can you zoom in to that table so we, at least I can read it a little bit better? Maybe, please, thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just want to say, you know, you're all saying really good points. And again, like you were saying, no, like every plan for every town is going to be different. Hingham, of course, is on the coast, so there's going to be, you know, that aspect as well. But in Townsend, you mentioned, you know, the flooding, the wetlands, and then also drought, of course, extreme heat. So all of that is sort of also in play when kind of developing the plan as well. And again, I want to emphasize too, it is sort of the beginning stage of the plan, so I'm still kind of formulating these ideas and would definitely welcome any input as well.
Thank you.
Well, keep up the good work.
Thank you. And yeah, I just want to also say next Thursday, July 31st, I'm doing a public outreach event, kind of explaining the climate action plan process a little bit more and offering some initial points that might be I might use in the climate action plan. So basically,
What's the location?
it's Townsend Public Library, their meeting hall B, which I think is right next to like the main library entrance, and it's at 5:30. So, but yeah, it's Oh, I'm
Put
sorry.
it on our website too.
It's on the website?
Last time you were here,
You gonna look
there
it
was
up?
some discussion about trying to
No,
get
I was
it
just
onto
gonna ask you to
the,
tell me so I can,
the
it's,
lit
I know the
up
library,
signs,
what
whatever
day
they call
again?
those.
Thursday, July
As
31st.
you enter the town, there are some signs that, announce,
The electric signs. we
electric
talked
signs.
about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
unfortunately, I don't think that is going to happen. But I did go to the band concert on the Common, and a few people were interested in attending, but I'm still trying to get that registration up for the event. I am going to be coming to town tomorrow for the second band's concert, and then also just looking for other opportunities to post the flyer.
what did you do at the band concert?
The town meeting.
I usually stay till intermission. So, how did you present something?
So basically what I did was I had to get permission from the host of the event. So there was a church hosting and kind of helping set up. And I just went around to people and explained what I was doing and gave them flyers.
Okay, all right, good,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And again, yeah, if you're interested in attending, again, next Thursday, and I really appreciate you letting me explain the climate action plan process a little more, and really appreciate your input.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
keep
your
us-
visit, ma'am.
Keep us up to date.
Will do.
How it progresses. Okay.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah,
too.
thanks.
It was interesting, I just watched a special recently about their overview of what a 100-year flood event is.
Nothing.
It's changing. Anything we look at that demonstrates or they state, oh, that was a 100-year event, we won't see that again for quite some time, they're very much wrong. Very much.
I personal opinion on that is
We've seen it.
we have only
2
had
years ago.
records for 150 years. Mike would probably know better than me.
150 years, I think.
Why would you think you know better, because you're older? I don't
Well, he was a
know.
science teacher.
1834 is when they started, no, it's just kidding.
Either way, 100 to 200 years.
Yeah,
Things are gonna get interesting, things are changing.
Regardless of.
yeah, but
weeks or whatever.
the modeling that they had said, this is a 100-year
Yeah.
flood, this is a 500-year flood, and now we're having 100-year floods,
Yearly.
yeah, every year,
They're
so.
using a different terminology, biblical.
All right.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Never seen it before. I can't,
Noah.
we've never seen this before. We don't have records that go back this far for this
Yeah,
event. That's concerning.
Yeah,
So we're gonna move on to 3.1 if everyone's okay with that.
No, I'd rather go get an ice cream.
I'll make it quick.
Okay.
Examine town properties that need to be sold or transferred, discuss properties that have conservation value.
Yeah, so I did a little work on going around and looking at the properties that were on that list from the last meeting. I couldn't figure that out, but I went to 3 areas, and some of them are comprised of multiple, properties, like this up there. This is, off of Proctor Road, and I just want to give you a better sense of what these properties are like. And
It's
see if
the
they-
cranberry bog.
Gotcha.
See if I think they could be best put into Conservation Commission.
We should, that's the one right, is that the one right behind the high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's 4 properties that makes up the, this larger area,
Yeah.
right on Proctor.
Yep.
But,
And what is the acreage?
We went through this, I think it was like 15, maybe?
Alright, so it's one of the bigger
No, a
ones.
little less, ain't it?
It's not huge like that, maybe an acre apiece.
Okay.
Or
Yeah, it
Okay,
ain't
sorry.
much acres.
Not that much.
Right.
Well, that piece there is, that piece on the left.
Yeah.
When I was on the properties committee, here, put my properties committee hat back on.
Yep.
That piece was like 4 acres, wasn't it? Isn't there 4 lots in there?
There is, so, the backside of that along Edwards Road, there's still
Correct.
kind of a big property owned by Mr. Savage.
Yeah,
Also,
And
it
then-
goes all the way to the backside.
It does, and we owned one property in the
Yeah,
other
it would.
corner on Edwards,
Yeah.
that just got sold.
So 2.4 and then.
These are kind of all the same, similar.
I didn't think it reached all the way to the
Yeah, see what
backside.
that-
5 acres that piece.
So Colby, it ends up being like 2.9 acres.
Okay.
That's all it is? I thought it was like
There's a little-
4 acres.
Another little piece, hold on.
Yeah, I think it's like 4
Right,
acres.
no.
Yeah, it's a little over 3 acres.
A little over 3, okay. Okay, I thought it was like 4.
Well, again, a little over.
Yeah, that's all right. That's a nice piece of land.
Beautiful.
And
Conservation.
certainly no development going there.
You can go and pick cranberries in there at the right time of the year.
Right.
Truly,
Yeah, you
Still
can.
really.
Just gotta
There's
get
2 of them, there's one right down the road from there too.
Where do you get,
There's one
where's the
off
access,
Spalding there,
access
too.
point?
Yes,
Based on this.
On Spalding Street.
Yeah.
Further
Hold
down
on,
left.
you Proctor, you park, I don't know really how you get to it. And then there's a little piece of property that.
well, it's frontage on Proctor. Its frontage is on Proctor, right? Right at the end of the school.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
Yeah,
it's just a cranberry bog.
These properties.
Yeah, then there's a privately owned cranberry bog up the road from it on the opposite side.
On the right-hand side heading
Kind
to
of
your
behind
house.
Andy's, this side Andy's house.
Yeah.
My son-in-law's place. And then you got the one, another little section that's on, I don't know, is any cranberries in there, the piece on Spalding? Down in the backside of Spalding?
I would assume, once there was, there'll always be. You know.
Was this commercial cranberries?
It looks very similar to
Just
this kind of
natural?
habitat.
Yeah.
I think at one point in time, they may have been doing some cranberry.
My grandfather used to
What?
Go
harvest cranberries down there.
Where?
Go in with your scoops with your waders.
They had a rake or something,
Oh,
he was telling me.
Colby's got a question.
The one that you're talking about that had been private, that's private, is that the, on Proctor, off to the right?
Yeah.
The dammed pond there?
No,
No?
no, above that.
Okay.
There's no cranberries in there. That's actually a pond that's, you know, a nice trout pond, swimming pond, comes out of that brook there. Which
Which brook?
Whatever.
That comes off North End Road, right?
No, comes out down from Haynes Road.
Off-
From the Haynes Road swamp down, comes out of the Haynes Road swamp, goes down through the woods and comes across 8 Proctor Road, I think it is, or right
Up
around
to
there.
Tommy Connor's house, further down the beginning of the road, right? Okay.
Behind Tommy Connor's.
That's- I know.
Yeah, it's Tommy Connor's house on the right.
I know right.
Comes down through there,
I do enjoy this.
it's part of that same watershed, goes behind Tommy's house, goes down, crosses Proctor Road, right below, Andy's house.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
Septic in there at 15 Proctor,
15.
the one from the last meeting. That is that brook.
Yeah, I'd just like to throw it out, I hit it at the last meeting. Would it be in our best behoovers to find a way with some of these landlocked, small pieces of property where if we were to approach the abutters to offer them to buy it, so we could build up a larger amount of money to purchase a more substantial piece of property for our conservation commission or agriculture.
Yeah, but you'll never get anybody in,
What
in my
good are some of
opinion-
these small pieces to us? They're just little slivers. And if an abutter says, you know what, I'd be more, I've always had my eye on that little piece.
well, if
And my
you,
neighbor would like the other half.
well, I'm not sure that piece of property falls into that under that criteria.
Right.
Ones that I will agree with you 199% are pieces like the stuff off of Memory Road
Mhm.
over in that area. You know, get them back on the tax rolls for the town. I've said that for years, serving on properties.
Good
You know,
point.
Offer them to each
Yeah.
one of the people, whatever they bring something, and then they bring a couple $100 here and back into the coffers for the town.
Wow.
And then those people can use, and there's several of them over there, Colby, you found a few of them. You know, then, you know, the people can use the land themselves,
Right.
let them give something for them.
And if we can get something to put into our coffers, and maybe at the right time, the right individual
Well,
say, listen,
if
I'd
the
like to
land is
sell this to
sold-
conservation, it's a big tract of property, do you guys want it? Yes, we do.
Well, the money that would come from the sale of that land, well, I believe, that if I'm
Have to
not
go to the
mistaken, goes
town.
back into the general fund of the town.
I don't know what offers that would.
Yeah.
I know, cause everything, or we've seen that happen too many times, it goes back into the GF and it
Well,
goes away.
let's just reel this in,
Hang on, we gotta run it,
all had long day and week and month,
It's no fun getting into a good conversation.
I get it, Jimmy, I just don't know.
Don't worry, we have more to have similar conversations, let's just move on to the next property.
Leave me alone, I'm still indignant from it.
This is, Bixby, Reservoir, part of it, off of Sumac.
Yeah,
Which is, over off of Emery
Yeah,
Development.
Emery. Witch's Pond?
Cherry, I think it is over in
Witch's
that
Brook?
one.
Bixby.
No, Bixby Brook.
Oh,
That's
Bixby, all
That's
right.
the Bixby Reservoir area over in there.
Ah, that's right, where the bubbling bear lives.
Sorry. No, I did that.
Wasn't those half-acre pieces, ain't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, the little half-acre lots that the developer couldn't do anything with and just basically, let the town take them.
but I will say, all of these things that, were the ones that I thought had the greatest conservation value. Because they're all wet, you can't develop on them, and, but I understand that.
Which should we should be overviewing of. But some of these small little slivers, I think we could use those to better. And like you said, Kevin, they would be absorbed by the homeowners.
The abutting homeowners,
Well, but not like this one.
It doesn't fit the criteria.
Yeah, it didn't
We've
really.
got to do a breakdown of A, B, C, D
Yeah.
properties, which is this, that, you know, which, I mean, he's out.
we've struggled with that we struggled with those pieces there on the properties committee for 20-something years.
And I'm not sure what you would generate for, the sale of them either, to be honest, after transaction.
If you generated $100 or $1,000, people can add that land to their,
I've seen.
you know,
it before,
into their
people
lot,
say, you know.
but you're also getting another $100 a year out of it. The town's getting another $100 a year out of it. You have 10 of them, it's $1,000.
And sometimes it's better.
If you wanna
to
look
get
at it
some
that
of these
way.
little slivers off the books.
And the people are using them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're encroaching.
Or they're roaching, or they think,
Put
you know.
chicken coops in and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, all kinds of that kind of stuff.
Okay, so that's Bixby Brook.
And like, computer phones.
Is this the Conservation Commission camera that you're using and everything too?
I'm sorry?
Is this the conservation camera and everything you're using?
No, I use my own, I found the iPad that you were talking about.
Oh, you did?
But I gotta find the password for it now.
That was on a sticky note somewhere. I
Yeah,
don't remember where. It should be in your doc, it's like your stack of paper that you received, but I don't remember where.
Jess would probably know.
Yeah.
What?
Jess would probably know.
I'm sorry, my computer froze and it's rebooting, so.
but I thought
The other
we had
one
a
was in
nice
that same
camera
area.
for some of this stuff.
Right in the middle of that development. On Willow Ave.
So are they itching to have an answer from us?
So no, then by the end of the year, they kind of wanna have these properties settled. They
Okay.
wanna move them, sell them.
So,
Make
Am I right? Is
decisions.
that accurate?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
We gotta get rid of them.
So should
So-
we break them down to figure out what category they fall in?
well, he
Worth the
started to,
Okay.
Yeah.
but his computer froze, so he
He
can't really
was
go on.
trying, but he lost control.
So in other words, we'll look at it as a keeper, something that we should speak to the abutters.
The bigger pieces, I can see, there's a few bigger pieces that I think the town should hold. I've stressed that to the properties committee, but these little pieces, these are all
Insignificant.
half-acre lots.
Mike,
Insignificant.
thoughts?
Well, my thought is tangential, is, does Townsend have a land trust?
No, it was rolled into North County Land Trust.
Okay. I mean,
Meaning Middlesex.
No, North County.
North County, which is basically Fish and Wildlife, kind of, sorta, isn't it?
What?
Kind of like Fish and Wildlife.
Same thing, but different.
I think they're a little bit better.
In Chelmsford, I was on the board of the Chelmsford Land Conservation Trust, and they had some really nice properties. I was just thinking, some of these properties are beautiful, and
Well, those ain't any of them. Those
No,
particular
but like the
ones.
Cranberry Bog or the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things like
parcels
that.
along Big
Yeah.
Steep,
Yeah.
Reservoir.
but, you know, some of them might not generate
They
any,
might look,
generate any income, but if they were out of our
Well, you take the
control.
cranberry bog over there, people can go and pick cranberries. I
Yeah.
know a few people that still do.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if there was a land trust.
And it could be a nice training ground for some of these
Then just
kids.
put it in conservation, just put it in conservation under their jurisdiction. That's what we're planning on doing with some of our lands in the near future.
so due to technical difficulties.
But I want it to go to conservation.
Due to,
Yeah, I'd have to get back on and share it again.
That's,
So let's just move, let's roll on from
well,
here.
we need to discuss it. We're gonna have to, until we get through the entire list, we'll have to pick away at it
yeah, we'll pick away at it next meeting, maybe.
Yep. And you,
tonight, but it does at some point.
Well, we gotta deal with it before the end of the year.
Ooh, how many pieces are there?
How many
20.
pieces
I
were
mean, if you guys,
23 pieces, I
when you're
think.
driving around town, if you're stopping at these places, see if they really do have some kind of value to the town.
I think,
Can you give us a-
I think you and I have tripped through them at one point.
Well, we
in
have.
our lives.
Yeah.
Every inch of it,
Yeah.
you know, I
Well,
just
You know where I
sometimes need to
stand.
remember.
there isn't a piece of property in this town. I don't think, even way up into the Benton Pond Reservation or across the Townsend Hill, that I haven't stepped my foot on at some
So-
point in my life.
I don't think as much as you, but
You had you printed out a list last time.
Yeah.
Mike, I believe, did you take a copy of it? Do you need a copy of it?
Can't remember.
He fits right in with us.
at this point in time,
If I did, it's-
Oh, wait, what?
It's in the shared folder from a previous meeting, I can put it in this meeting. Does that work for you guys to putting stuff in that shared?
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Oh, no, you just. He got
I
you.
always enjoy getting in on my computer and looking at that stuff.
Yeah,
Google Drive is better, but that got taken away from us.
Really?
can you guys get in there and at least see files and pictures and?
Yeah, I did. I look.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you know the answer to that. That Mike can, Pat kinda can, I can.
I can print stuff out. Well, I don't have color, so.
But in terms of just a list of,
Yeah, I'll put it in
in the new,
the shared file folder. Okay.
There's a little less of it because
Or I can print.
there has been a few pieces auctioned off, but I still think there's like 20, 40.
okay,
Available out there still?
so the goal is the end of this actual calendar year, not the fiscal year.
Yeah.
What, this third quarter?
It's very loose, it's very loose.
End of the calendar year,
Let's-
let's try to get, we've been cleaning it up for years.
Knowing that it, and this is not a dig to us, but knowing that it will take, we go down memory lane with these, which is fine, because some of us have to understand where they are.
Sure.
And the value of them, because you guys, clearly, there's a value to those two, just the two that we talked about,
Which,
in terms of environmental or
Yes.
conservation.
Yeah.
So you got their soft spots.
Yeah.
But we keep picking away at it. Hopefully
And we gotta look
more
at
than
them
two at a
for
time.
a lot of different
Meeting, but-
reasons too.
Well, when we started off many years ago,
Mhm.
at the inception of the Town Properties Committee was probably 25 years ago. I've been on it for 25 years. And when the original stuff came to us, our first few meetings, I was a lot younger then and a lot more spry, and the few pieces
Indeed.
that I hunted on or walked on,
Walked out?
I walked on them.
Yes.
And I'm not saying there was
Again.
62 pieces or 68 pieces,
That
but there
many.
was a lot of land, a lot of it. And we've culled a lot of it out They had an auction this year and
So-
called a few out.
So where did they go? How did they get trickled into the town? Did the butters buy? Were they purchased and sold from lots?
They were
How
sold as
would-
lots, they were, added to, people that already own property.
The butters,
A
yeah.
butters bought them or something, over the years, you know, we auctioned a lot of it off in the last 25 years.
As we just
We had a
recently
lot,
didn't we? Cause
yeah,
we
we had
just,
an auction this just a couple months,
we are auctioned
this-
off the old
water
Townsend Water
department,
Department in West Townsend.
land on Highland Adams, some
Adams,
land in Timberley Park, I think it was a lot. There
yeah,
was some parcels around town that got
and
auctioned
they all
off.
sold.
They all sold, yeah.
And there was, I heard the number and it was like, interesting. Which
Well,
goes
we
in,
paid 70, I think, for something. There was some stuff that went for a lot less.
yeah,
I think that piece up in West Townsend brought 300 and change. Up across from you, across from Dow's,
what do you mean
Yeah.
across from Dow's?
across from Dow's, the old water department building.
Right,
Just up from Eddie Dow's, as we know it,
well, across, just say the old waterworks.
the old waterworks.
Yep.
Building.
Which
The old
was,
garage.
3.25?
I think that fetched
Wow,
325,
that got some-
310,
that used to
310
be
maybe.
the old
I can't
garage.
remember,
No,
304.
that's.
Yeah, that was
great.
Richie Ross's garage.
It's better than just sitting there and they're already working on it.
When we were
Yeah, it's a
kids.
local people
Yeah,
that
yeah.
bought it, so.
We got good.
Yeah. I think it was the environmental guy, wasn't it?
So-
Serco guy?
At least that's that's what I gathered. I wouldn't know.
I believe it was him because I seen vehicles up there.
Yeah,
So,
and he's just clean, yeah. he's
Yeah, He wants to
moving on.
use
But
it.
it fetched a decent number.
Yeah,
And that goes to what, so we can get rubbish picked up again?
I don't know, that money went, no, I don't think it went there.
He's Bob, at least my buddy Bob got it.
Hey, let's get to the meeting, let's get to the items of the next meeting. I've about, I just bought 780 bales of hay. I'm tired.
No, you definitely have.
I
days
threw
rest.
150 off before I came down here, washed myself down and I.
you bitch and move on to we'll just keep picking away at it, knowing. 4.1 A&R Bailey Road. So just acknowledging the A&R approval not required plan for, 28 to 30 Bailey Road.
It was a,
Application already seen,
Approval not required.
approval not required.
You could, can I just keep going, Kevin?
yes, you can.
Education conferences, MACC always has stuff.
Always.
And check the EP calendar, because they also have trainings.
See if we can get Mikey sent out to Walden Woods for a couple of those classes. What a nice.
I'm sure Mike pays attention to them.
Have you seen anything come up in Walden Woods?
No.
I went to 3 classes there, and boy, they do a great job. With Leslie, I went to.
Concord?
Yeah.
But I know DEP has
Walden Woods,
stuff
just
coming
down
up.
from the pond area.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have
yeah.
a beautiful
New
education center there. They,
Yeah, they have regular,
even better than,
the
you know,
circuit rider.
Garden in the Woods in Framingham.
They have
really?
regular learning
I'll check it out.
subjects,
They had some
which I do at one
top
time.
shelf instructors there.
Next meeting. There.
Items for discussion next meeting, 71 Pittsburgh Road, notice intent for septic replacement, schedule site walk is what I wrote, but.
Yeah, no,
Well, which one did we do a sketch there?
Hold on.
there was a legal notice that went out for that,
Yeah,
but it went out a day late, so we could not have it on this meeting.
Oh,
And it has to go back to the newspaper. And
Yeah.
it was, well, I don't, it doesn't matter. Listen.
You just missed the
Really,
cutoff.
their fault. What is how it happens.
so is it outside there, is it past the 21 days, from, will the hearing open 21 days after?
It will be, I'll get,
They'll need to sign the waiver.
yeah, okay, I'll do that. I have it in an email, that's okay, but I'll get the waiver signed.
Just so that you're
Covered, covered.
it's not a big deal.
And I wanna see the newspaper cover that charge too, because it was really a miscommunication with them.
Okay, so that will be When's the second meeting?
13th,
It's
isn't it?
actually 3 weeks from now. Did the math right? 13th of
August.
August.
Right,
13th,
no,
yeah.
but the notice of intent for 71 will be the 27th.
And I'll probably stop up into the office one point in time. There's 5 of these OOCs. I was on the commission when these were done too.
Okay, yeah, if you
So-
have information on it.
Yes.
71
DDA
Pittsburgh
goes
Road,
114 Mason.
Okay.
yeah, I already talked to him about that. I did when I first got on the commission, or when we started picking away at those.
Right, so that was into the riverfront. Yep.
So next meeting's August 13th. Second meeting in August is August 27th. Is there anything else?
So we have a 3-week stretch until?
Yep.
Nice. Think you're gonna be able to get all your hay done by then?
I'm
Make a motion
basically all
to
done.
adjourn at 8:18.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote starting with
Mike
Mike.
Pot said yes?
James Doran, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes.